Hello there, Gentleman Joe coming at you with a new Gunpla video. Today we are going to be going over the 2022 backlog overview. Much like the last backlog overview, this is every kit I have acquired since that last overview and is now sitting in my backlog. For those of you that don't know, when you're into model building as a hobby, backlogs tend to increase quite substantially as you build kits. Because these kits can sometimes take a long time to build, and you'll see a kit for a good price, you'll pick one up and it will sit and wait to be built as you build other kits, you know, lots of works in progress, things of that nature. Currently right now I have 2 works in progress, and some kits have been acquired since I even started those. And that's just kind of the way it is. You'll see a rare kit or a kit priced really, really well, and you'll scoop it up so you don't miss out on it. A lot of the times, reprints happen and they stay overseas. So some of these obscure model kits, us over here in the United States, we don't get to see them as frequently. So sometimes they'll pop up in a buy and sell group and you'll wanna hop on them fairly quickly because they'll go like that. Because there's people out there that want to collect them all, or sometimes there's people out there that just really love a certain obscure design. I have this video set up slightly different from the last one. We're going to be going over local places, buy and sell groups, peeb hauls, and then the big boys. You already know I have a Dendrobium and a Neo-Zeong in the backlog. So Dendrobium right here, Neo-Zeong right here. And I'm going to be stacking these kits on top of these 2 big boxes. The background of me should be completely engulfed by kits by the end of this video. So without further ado, you know what a backlog is. You know this is a Gunpla video. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. We're going to be starting with local places first, and we're going to get the small boys out of the way. Here we have the IBO option set number 7. Option set number 7. Comes with some extra cannons and some attachments for Gundam Flarus Ryuso Go, however you say it. Comes with like a hand for Gundam Vidar. Kind of a small set, but it's got a cool like belt-fed cannon, so I picked this up from a local place relatively cheaply. Here we have IBO option set number 1. This comes with that kind of big anti-material cannon that Barbatos uses towards the beginning of the series, as well as a mobile worker. That's pretty cool. Not much else to say about it, just another option set for Iron-Blooded Orphans kits. Here we have a Gundam Breaker Battle Log RX-78-2 American type. This is a Target exclusive, and I would go to Target almost every weekend right before Christmas of 21 trying to find these kits. This was the only one I could find. Now they're a dime a dozen and you can find them in any hobby shop almost, but figured I would try and collect the ones that were interesting to me, and early grades are fun, so why not? Here is our first kind of real kit. This is the Jesta Cannon. I saw this right after my birthday and had a tiny little birthday haul. I love the Jesta, and I love the Jesta Cannon. This kind of heavy armament equipment type designation is pretty cool. And I like this Jesta a lot, especially because the color accuracy is already pretty good. The other Jesta, the original Jesta's got a lot of stickers on it, so this has a little bit less, so it's a little bit better in my book. Here we have a Hyakushiki Revive. The Hyakushiki is a very iconic mobile suit from Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam. This is what Notchar Quattro Bagina pilots. The color on this is really, really ugly, so I got this to repaint with some G-Paint gold, and it should come out a lot better. I already have this built, and it's kind of in that ugly injection gold color, so excited to see this come out and look much better. Here we have Gundam Double X. This is a really cool mobile suit from a really underrated series. If you haven't seen Afterwar Gundam X, I highly recommend it. I think it's one of the best series within the whole franchise, honestly. It's a wonderful take on a post-apocalyptic world after Gundams and war has kind of ravaged everything. So Really awesome design, really cool design. Pretty iconic for the series itself. If you haven't seen Afterwar Gundam X, I highly recommend it. Here we have the Ak Guy. This is kind of a cult classic mobile suit. This mobile suit gets a ton of love, and it's relatively short-lived within the original series that it comes from. But I think it sees a lot more love in Gundam Thunderbolt. Bandit Flower, I believe, is what the name of that movie, or ONA, is called. I was gonna maybe try and see if I could scratch build some tactical pieces to add on to this to make it the Thunderbolt Ak Guy, but the Ak Guy is just a cool-looking amphibious mobile suit, iconic and a cult classic. Speaking of amphibious mobile suits, we have Char's Real Grade Zagok. This is one of the most obscure real grades. Like, we have a Char's Zagok, but not a Char's Gelgoog, which is kind of funny if you really think about it, because you'd be thinking that, you know, you'd get a Gelgoog before this. This mobile suit is in the show for maybe 2 episodes. It's almost, within the whole scheme of things, it's almost a blink and you miss it sort of mobile suit, but it's a really cool design. You can't beat Zeon amphibious designs. They always look cool and like really menacing, like the Zay Zulu, that one looks awesome. The Zagok looks awesome, the Ak Guy looks awesome. They've always got these claws, like it just looks like it's ready to rip something apart. Speaking of Thunderbolt, we have a Zaku 1 Thunderbolt version. This is in a weird yellow color, which we don't necessarily see a lot of, and this kit is relatively hard to find. I found this at a local comic book store, and they tend to like pull from their warehouse that they have tons and tons of old kits in. So I randomly went one day and this was just in there, so of course I scooped it up. It's a cool design, love the Zaku 1, and I think it looks even better in this yellow color. Thunderbolt designs are just really cool, so we have another one from my birthday haul. I finally took the time to watch Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans over the winter, and I really, really liked it a lot. This is Gundam Vidar. This is what Iron Mask pilots, I believe. I don't remember what his name is. No, the pilot's name itself is Vidar. So it's Vidar piloting Vidar, whatever. Kind of goofy, Char clone sort of thing. Very easy twist to pick up on, honestly, but the mobile suit of Vidar was really, really cool. So I picked this up because I was kind of wanting to build Vidar right after watching that show, and I'm glad I found this for a cool 15 bucks. Here we have a pickup from Mecha Warehouse. This is the Zaku 2 Federation version. This is what Ku Uraki and his friend, I forget what his friend's name is, so you have to forgive me on that. This is what they pilot at the beginning during all the training montages. It's Zaku in white. What more can I say? Here is the most recent pickup. This is a real grade Gundam Mark II Titans version, so it's in that kind of bluish, purplish, really, really dark navy color that the Titans are known for. If I remember correctly, there's only 3 Mark IIs made, so I just need another one of these to complete the canonical set, if you will, because I already have an AUG type. Once again, this is the contested best early real grade. I have not built either one, so I'm excited to build one of them. Definitely going to get water slides for this one because the stickers are going to show up plain as day on this darker color. Excited to build. This might be coming soon. Here we have a Hobby Lobby pickup, or as I call it, Hoblob. This is Gundam Barbatos Lupus. I picked this up while watching IBO. It's got slightly different pauldrons than the original Gundam Barbatos. Its arm's a little bit different too. It's got this sword, which I like better than the katana. I think this looks much cooler than the katana. The katana's a little too on the nose for me. And it's got like kind of heeled legs even too, so it's an upgraded version of Barbatos, and this is probably one of my favorite versions of Barbatos. So Gundam Barbatos Lupus. Rounding out the original Holy Trinity, we have the gun cannon. This is from the original Mobile Suit Gundam. If you watched the movie version, 2 of these exist and has replaced the gun tank, but I really like the original Mobile Suit Gundam, so the gun tank has a soft spot in my heart. Anyways, this is what Kai Shiden pilots throughout the entire series. This is like the long-range type unit to back up the Gundam. Very cool design. I love the gun cannon. And this is part 2 to the most recent haul. This is the Reborn's Gundam. I looked at my shelf and I noticed I don't have any villains from Gundam 00, and I saw this and didn't want to pass it up. The Reborn's Gundam is seen very quickly in the series, but is a very formidable foe for Setsuna FCA to fight in the last few episodes. It's definitely got a cool gimmick with it being able to turn kinda into a gun cannon on its backside, and it has funnels. It's really cool mobile suit, so I'm happy to have found this and picked it up. I was really liking the Reborn's Gundam a lot. Mecha Warehouse will post their damaged goods on the Discord server, and you can enter a lottery to win at a discounted price. This is the original Gundam Barbatos. Cool design, has this big goofy looking mace, goofy in my opinion. Very excited to have won this at a discount, if you will. This will be really cool on my IBO shelf. Here we have another Mecha Warehouse Ding and Dent haul. This is a powered gym. This is from 0083. This is a really cool take on the gym. Gyms are really cool, and you can't ever have enough gyms. This is a twofer. We have the Zaku 2 Original and the Zaku 2 Revive. This one had just come out beginning of this year or very tail end of 2021, and this one came out in early 2000s. 2003 to be exact. These were both also Ding and Dent wins from Mecha Warehouse, and I won them both on the same day. They had a double Zaku lot, and I won both in the lottery, which is really dumb luck. I will say I have not won a Ding and Dent since, so it's not like it's rigged or anything. It's just the way it is. So it's luck of the draw, and I got lucky with 2 Zakus. Now we are going to get into buy and sell groups. We're going to start with this one, because this was an eBay haul. This is the only one I got from eBay. This was listed for like $100, and I started at $30, and I just kept going up in $10 increments until they accepted it. I figured, what's the worst that could happen? They wouldn't sell it to me. I'm not buying a Methis for $100. I believe this was recently reprinted in December. It did not make its way stateside as far as I know, at least not yet. So this is a really old, really obscure kit and really hard to find. So I was happy to get it at the price I got it at without going crazy, and it will help round out my Zeta shelf. Here we have a pickup from a Gundam buy and sell group on Facebook. This is the Dovin Wolf. I believe I picked this up for a cool $30, which is not bad considering if you look online, this is going from like 50 to 60 depending where you're looking. This is the unicorn version, which means it's got the sleeves markings. I like the double Zeta version better, but that one's in incredibly harder stock to find, so you do tend to find these a lot. I wouldn't go crazy going, over MSRP for the Dovin Wolf unicorn version. It'll eventually be reprinted, but I saw it for a good price and couldn't pass it up. Here we have the Gabthali. This is another obscure design from Zeta Gundam. This is what Jared Mesa pilots about halfway through the show. It's like an experimental, transformable, bug-looking type mobile suit. Well, I'm not too keen on the bug design. I do love collecting. I love Zeta. So it was cool to see this go up on a buy and sell group for a very good price. It's Zeta Gundam. It's iconic. Here we have another one from Zeta Gundam. This is the Palace Athene. This is what Rekoa Lond pilots towards the end of Zeta Gundam after she defects from the AU and joins the Titans under Optimus Shirako. I've always loved the design of this kit. I've loved it since I saw this unit in Dynasty Warriors Gundam way back in the day in like 2008. I was like, wow, that thing looks really cool. It's got all these missiles on its wings. It doesn't really have like a blaster rifle, but like a blaster gauntlet type thing. This is a very obscure design, and it's printed very infrequently, so I was able to find this for a decent price. Street price on this is like $80 to $100. It's absolutely insane, so I was very lucky to get this for what I did. Here we have the last of the Holy Trinity. This is the original Gun Tank. This was one of my favorite designs as a kid. I kid you not. I loved the Gun Tank. It was the first action figure I purchased when the Mobile Suit and Action line was a thing. It's a really decent design. I've always liked it. I don't know why it was deleted from the movies. I guess it doesn't make sense to have a tank in space, so I guess it is what it is, but it's an old school, iconic design. You can't beat it. It's part of the original 3, and I believe this belongs on everyone's shelf in some capacity. Here we have a holy grail for many. I got this from a buy and sell group on a Discord server. This is the Rosen Zulu Episode 7 version. I love the design of the Rosen Zulu. It's like a hammer, but a little bit more menacing looking. I don't mind the purple. I think the purple's a really nice change of pace compared to other colors that we see on Xeon kits and designs. I know a lot of people don't like the Pilot Angelo Sauper, but I just love the Rosen Zulu design, and I was happy to get this. This is another kit that's really sought after, really rarely printed. Street price is $100 to $130. It is absolutely insane. If you want this kit, you really have to want it. There are 2 versions of this kit, the Episode 7 version and just the regular Rosen Zulu, but that Zulu is in like a bizarre brownish color. It doesn't look super accurate. So this one came out. You're supposed to build it with the shield, but it has all the parts from the original Rosen Zulu, so you don't need to build it with one shield and one regular arm. You could build it with both regular arms. So this is the definitive Rosen Zulu to purchase. Very excited to build this one. Here we have a resin kit. This is a Dendrobium dress-up kit for the 1/144 scale Dendrobium. Probably will do an unboxing of that and maybe an unboxing of this soon. Very excited to build the Dendrobium. I'm not sure which to build first, the Xeon or the Dendrobium, so please tell me in the comments which one you would like to see built. Very excited to build this. I don't think I have any space for it, but we'll find out soon. Here we have the Atlas Gundam. This is an iconic design from Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt. This is from Bandit Flower, the 2nd episode, the ONA. This is an aquatic mobile suit, but also has some good prowess up in space. Got a very cool railgun design and these cool like SMGs. Really neat looking design. It's very kind of aerodynamic looking, if you will. It's not as blocky as original One-Year War mobile suits, so you can definitely see why some people say that Thunderbolt is like its own canon, because the technology in Thunderbolt is just like through the roof compared to the original One-Year War stuff. Here we have a Zaku 3. This will be my 3rd Zaku 3. I built one of these during Christmas time and then had a bad reaction with the acrylic paints I used and the clear coat I used. So that kit is a little trash. It's got spider webbing all over it and it's kind of disheartening, so I was happy to find another one for a decent price. These just got reprinted and we'll probably be seeing them stateside a little soon, maybe. Hard to tell with these obscure suits, but this was one of the first high grades to come out after they kind of revamped the line with Mashmir's Custom. That was the high grade number 3. This is high grade 14, but basically it's almost the same mold, just with slightly different things like for the head and whatnot. But I love the Zaku 3, one of my favorite designs. Excited to build another one and not screw it up this time, so wish me luck. Here we have a Cubile. This is Haman Karn's iconic mobile suit from Zeta Gundam and Double Zeta Gundam. It's got this very unique look and it's very iconic. It's a classic mobile suit and there's not much more you can really say about it. There's a reason why it was carried from one series to the next. It's great design, it's got great weapons, and it's got a really cool pilot too. Haman Karn is a great character, so. Here we have Haman Karn's Gaza C. This is an obscure, kind of rarish kit. It's got a high street price and there's no reason for it because it's a little ugly. The mobile suit this gets developed into, the Zagawan, is much better looking in my opinion. That kit doesn't exist yet, so this is the best we can get. Gazas are kind of like the bread and butter of the Xeon suits during Zeta Gundam. It's a little disheartening that that's really all they had was Gazas and then the Cubile. I was really happy to see more expansion into the Xeonography, I guess if you will, and Double Zeta, which is probably why I like Double Zeta better than Zeta Gundam, which I know is a hot take. But anyways, Haman Karn's Custom Gaza C. And this is the last in the buy and sell group lot before we get into the big boys. This is the Messala. This is another experimental Titans mobile suit that was used in towards the first third of Zeta Gundam. It's got this kind of like bird type, really like brutal talons on it. It's a tall mobile suit. This unit is going to command more of a shelf presence on your Zeta shelf than the others, so it's really cool. Has its own action base that can hold all the weapons on it. Hard to find, very pricey, happy to have it. Now we're going to get into the P-Bandai stuff. There's going to be some supplementary, like regular releases through this, but you know, just work with me here on this one. Zabanya. So I originally slept on this in the Harut Final Battle version, and then I watched Awakening and the Trailblazer and said, alright, both those mobile suits are really cool, and now I want one. I picked this up on a Discord buy and sell server, and this was $30. Complete, shipped, like super duper cheap. This was going for like $60 second hand on other Facebook groups. I just got a really good seller at the best time. I like how this has a different type of designation. It's not sniper related, kind of an all-out assault type mobile suit because it's based off Lyle Delandy's attack patterns rather than Neil's. So I like this mobile suit a lot. I think it's really cool, and I thought it was cool that they were able to swap up the design from the Dynamis type sniper stuff to this. So here we have a real grade 00 Quanta full saber. You can get the saber on eBay from like third party, but I love the Quanta. The Quanta's got a cool design. It's one of my favorite designs from Awakening of the Trailblazer. In fact, I like all of Setsune's suits, so it was cool to get an official Bandai release of it. Here we have the Zuzza. If you saw last video, you know I have a Zuzza from Sleeves, the Sleeves version from Unicorn. This is the double Zeta version, which I prefer. I'm always going to prefer the original to the Sleeves version. I don't know why. I just have a very big soft spot for double Zeta. But this is like an all-out barrage missile type unit, and I love those designations. I love having mobile suits designated for this. It's really cool for like army building and stuff like that. This has like 38 missiles on it or something like that. The Zuzza is a cool design, and I was really happy to see this get reprinted recently. This flew off USP Bandai so fast. It was gone like that. So this and the 00 Quanta both came from USP Bandai. Very happy to have that as a resource now. Here we have the real grade Sword Impulse Gundam. This is a really cool design, and this came from Omocha, Japan. Last year, after I finished that last video, I said, I'm missing a shipment. I emailed them and they said, oh snap, we'll get this out to you, and they sent it, and I had this within a week. So this was really cool. I think they might have forgotten to ship it, but they made up for it. I don't believe I had to pay any extra for shipping on that. Like I said, it's been a year, so it's a little hard to remember, but this is for that kit bash with a real grade Destiny to make a Destiny Impulse. Very excited to do that. Here we have a shipment from Side 7 Exports that came basically right after filming last year's backlog video. Here we have Gundam Airmaster Burst. This is the upgraded version of Gundam Airmaster from Afterwar Gundam X. This one has a slightly different transformation, and it's blue in color, so it's got big kudos for me because blue is my favorite color. This is actually easier to find right now than the original Gundam Airmaster, but Afterwar Gundam X, like I said, is a very slept-on classic, and I would watch it as soon as you're able to. Here we have the Pale Rider Ground Heavy Equipment type. I haven't ever played Missing Link other than the SD Gundam G Generation Genesis on Switch. I just really liked this giant arm cannon that's got like a bullpup type design for the magazine here. This is really the only reason why I picked it up. I would like a Toad Strider, and I think that's about all I'm gonna get from this type of Pale Rider stuff. Maybe if I play Missing Link, I'll be a little bit more interested in it. It's hard for me because a lot of these games and side stories are on PlayStation, and I don't have a PS3, and I don't think this is backwards compatible, so. Here we have the Wyndham, and the Wyndham like long-range cannon slash nuke type accessory kit. This I got from a local hobby store. This I got from Side 7 Exports. This has like a 2-for set. You got nukes and you got long-range cannons, and they can link up with the Wyndham or the Dagger. I couldn't find a Dagger, just a Wyndham, so I got the Wyndham. I like the design of the Wyndham. I think it's really neat, and I like these little accessory kits. It's really cool to be able to add to some of these more grunt type mobile suit. Here we have a Forfer. We have 3 Leos in the Leo full weapon set. So with this full weapon set, you can make, I believe, like a flight type and one with the Dober gun and a few others. There's like 6 or 8 weapons in here, and you can use it to all upgrade your Leos. So these 3 Leos came from like a 40% off sale at Hobby Lobby, so they were all like $10 or $9 each, and that's going to help round out this full weapon set. This came from Side 7 Exports. Who doesn't love army building? I kind of wish they would have like an accessory kit for Zaku's. I think that's something they should look into next. That way you can outfit all your Xeon suits, but it's still cool to get these alternate universe weapon sets, so. Here we have another twofer. It's Gundam Geminas 02 and the heavy weapon ground salt type set thing for G Unit Geminas 02. I originally was going to sleep on this. I wasn't going to get it. I got the original Geminas. I thought it was okay. And then I saw that this was coming out, and this was specifically in the Geminas 02 colors, so I said, crap. And I got both of them. These both came from Side 7 Exports. I do like the blue on this. It's kind of got that Titans flavor to it, and I definitely like this better than like the LO booster and all that extra stuff from the mobility pack. So this is kind of cool. This will even out my After Colony shelf, I suppose. Here we have the Real Grade Zagok Mass Production type. This is blue, so this makes a lot more sense for an aquatic mobile suit, because red, I assume you would be able to see pretty quickly underwater. This is just another aquatic mobile suit. It's exact same as Char's Zagok, but it's got like different decals on it. That's about it. It's blue in color. Cool aquatic suit. Got the claws. So, in line with Mobile Suit Variation, which is variations on mobile suits from the original series, we have Mobile Suit Discovery, which is from the Origin series. And it's just got different takes on things from the Origin. This is the Desert Zaku double antenna type. I'm still waiting on a Desert Zaku from Double Zeta. I love that design. But I like sand, I like tan, I like that kind of look. And we don't see that very frequently. There's like this and like the Dom Tropin sand color version. So it's cool to get some desert warfare type machinery. Here we have the Wyndham Neo Roanoke version. This is from Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny. This is what the Char clone of that series pilots until he gets, I believe, an Katsuki. Yeah, it's just a decent grunt suit piloted by an ace, if you will, so. Here we have a Jagan A-Type from F91. This is a Jagan with like slightly different skirt armor and shoulder armor. It's a cool designation. I don't really care that it's from F91. I just got this to Army build Jagans because Jagans are really, really cool. So here we have the Jagan B-Type. This has missile skirt armor. I believe the same beam rifle from the last Jagan. Shoulder armor is like in line with normal Jagans. Slightly kind of heavy weapons version of it. And last but not least, we have the Jagan Normal type. This is a completely normal Jagan. It's got like very simple rocket on the skirt here, very simple beam submachine gun. Simple standard Jagan from F91. Love Jagans. Very cool mobile suit design. Definitely one of my favorite grunt suits. Not sure if it's better than the Jesta in my opinion, but I like them both. Kinda, you could flip a coin for me. So now we're getting into the big boys. Here we have the Messer Type FO2 Commander Type. This is in the like purplish pink version. Yeah, I believe it's got like dark, really dark purple armor for like the main armor here. This is what the Mafty Commander piloted. I don't remember her name. It's been a while since I watched that movie. But we see this in Hathaway's Flash for, I don't know, a few minutes or so. This is the mobile suit they use to get Hathaway up into space and kind of steal the Z Gundam. Cool design, love the commander antenna. This is the Psycho Gundam. Not the last mobile suit we're going to see here from the Titans, believe it or not, but this is an iconic design. This is what former Asame pilots, when she meets Camille Badan in the Mark II, we can see the Mark II here. Very cool, iconic design. It's just like the same size as a perfect grade Gundam. Very excited to build this, and I believe, from what I've heard, this holds up very well today, despite being made in 2004, so. Another Zeta type design. This is the Gundam TR6 Hazenthly 2 Ra. I don't know much about Advance of Zeta, but I noticed that these were getting a little scarce, but the price was still right, so I picked this up. This is a very big unit, and this is kind of all I was interested to see when all that Advance of Zeta stuff came out. There was a lot for that line, but this seemed like the cream of the crop, so I picked this up. This is the Hazenthly 2 Ra. This is a birthday haul. This is from my girlfriend. This is the RX-93 New Gundam Real Grade, so my favorite grade, Heavy Weapons System. This has this giant blaster shield, it's got this different machine gun, and it's got different skirt armor, different breast armor with missiles and rockets in it, everything you could dream of. This was a mobile suit variation, and this is surprisingly iconic in the USA. I can't tell you how many times I went into a KB Toys or a Walmart and saw the mobile suit in action figure version of this, and like that big kind of box thing, so cool to see this in my favorite grade and to get this. And rounding out Char's counterattack, we have the real grade Sazabi. So I already have a real grade Sazabi built. It's a little frosted over. I sprayed at a bad time, got really frosted, so excited to build another one. And that frosted version is going to get battle damage, and it will probably go back on the shelf at some point, or maybe I'll build another new Gundam and make a battle damage version of that. I think that would be really cool. This is a super iconic design. This is Char's final mobile suit that he pilots. You just can't beat the look of the Sazabi, and this is one of the best real grades ever made. Here we have the final mobile suit from Zeta Gundam. This is the Bound Dock, this weird looking bug creature that Jared Mesa pilots during that Kilimanjaro stuff towards like the end of Zeta. It's a unique transformable design. It's kind of a cult classic. I think it's like ugly but charming in a way, if that even makes sense. Picked this up from Mecha Warehouse. Might build this one soon. It's calling my name. And last but not least, we have the real grade Unicorn Gundam Full Armor. So this is going to get a painted Psycho Frame. I already have a real grade Full Armor, but I really wanted to have a painted Psycho Frame. I think the painted Psycho Frames look awesome. I did a master grade version of this with the painted Psycho Frame, and it looks amazing. So this is going to get some G-Paint metallic green for the Psycho Frame, and we'll see. It should come out pretty good. The last two, I saved the master grades for the last. This is the Full Armor Gundam Thunderbolt version. This is a super iconic design. I love how pissed this thing looks on the box. It looks absolutely mad. And this is a very good justification for why 1/100 is really cool, because it has all these open missile gimmicks. It's got fully articulated arms. This blows the high grade out of the water in terms of like ONA accuracy, if you will. I haven't built this yet, obviously, so I'm not sure how good the articulation is or if this will stand up to time, but in any case, this is a really cool design, and it's going to be really cool to see it in that larger grade. And last, but certainly not least, we have the Master Grade New Gundam Verka. This is Hajime Katoki's take on the New Gundam. You can see this new exposed Psycho Frame, which we've never seen before, and I know this is that's kind of contentious for some people, but I really like it. I think it really makes the design pop, and it looks really cool. I know this has a little bit of problems with the fin funnels, so I'll probably do the staple trick where I put the staples in and they'll stay connected forever. Amuro Ray's final mobile suit to fight his rival Char. This is a super iconic, fantastic design. A lot of people's favorite and one of my favorites, the New Gundam Verka. Master Grade. So that is it for the Gunpla backlog overview of 2022. We will meet again in 2023 where I go over my backlog overview again. I hope you really enjoyed seeing these kits and seeing this kind of big haul. I may have a supplementary video where I go over kind of how to get these more obscure, rare kits, because I'm sure that's a little interesting for some people, especially if you are a big fan of Zeta Gundam and say you wanted a Palace Athene. Maybe with some advice from me, you might be able to get that for not street price, or a more reasonable price. Something like that, because there's a lot of resources out there, there's a lot of information out there, there's a lot of people out there, and there's a lot of snakes out there. There's a lot of people that are willing to take advantage of you wanting that obscure kit. It's easy to get bought into that, but it's also easy to avoid it at the same time if you have the right tools. So I might make that as a supplementary video. There's just a lot of research that's going to have to go into that. If you want to see any of these built on the channel, please let me know. Put that in the comments below. I still have a decent amount from my backlog last year that could also be built on the channel. I hope you enjoyed the Master Grade Double Zeta Gundam Verka build. That was a really long build, and the first time that I used a lot of newer techniques like scribing and whatnot. So that was a big labor of love for me, and I appreciate any love and support that video got. I appreciate any love and support any of these videos get, and I hope to continue this, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.